Hi, this is an audio reading of The Thing About Oliver by Deborah Kelly, and we're starting the book with chapter 1. It's 4:30 in the morning and Oliver is still screaming. Most 8-year-olds would have run out of steam by now, but not my brother. He's got more energy than a bucket full of electric eels. My ears are ringing. I pull the pillow tightly around my head, but it does nothing to dull the noise. I feel like screaming too, but I know that will only make my headache worse. Instead, I let out a huge sigh and roll out of bed. At least it's Saturday and I don't have to go to school. Last week we had a maths test and I fell asleep at my desk. Luckily, Helen had poked me awake before Mr. Lawson noticed. I switched on the light and pulled the Guinness World Records book off my bookshelf. The Guinness World Records is one of my favourite books. Inside it are records for all kinds of stuff, like the world's largest snail, the world's oldest living person, and the world's fastest fish. There are records for really crazy things too, like the person with the longest tongue or the largest number of people doing a limbo at once. But there isn't a world record for the world's longest meltdown or the world's most ear-splitting scream. If there were records for those things, Oliver would definitely smash them. Oliver is good at smashing things. Just about everything in our house has been damaged or broken. Some of the walls even have holes in them. That's why Mum put a lock on my bedroom door so my precious things would be safe. I wear the key on a chain around my neck all the time and only ever take it off to sleep. Oliver's screams have turned into ear-piercing shrieks. I reach across my desk to touch the side of my fish tank. I saw once on a cartoon where a lady screamed so loud that the glass in her windows broke. Thankfully, the aquarium glass seems fine. Phew, I don't know what I'd do if something happened to my fish tank. I have 12 neon tetras, one for every year of my age. All of them are girls, at least I think they are. With fish, it can be hard to tell. They spend most of the day hiding in their sunken pirate ship, except when it's feeding time. I also have 4 water snails. They help to keep the tank clean, even though there's a special filter for that. My tank has a lamp so I can watch my fish swimming about at night, and a heater to keep the water warm. Because neon tetras are tropical fish, I am supposed to check the temperature and the water quality once a day. Because if the water gets a tiny bit too hot, or too cold, or a bit dirty, or even too clean, my neon tetras could die. I check my tank twice a day just to be sure. Thump, thump, thump. Oliver is kicking the wall. My fish poster peels off the wall and slides onto the carpet. I reach down to pick it up. Then I hold it against the wall, pushing hard on the corners so the blue tack sticks. I got the poster for my birthday last year. It shows all different kinds of fish in the Great Barrier Reef. Under a photo of each fish is its scientific name and also its common name, the name it is best known by. I know the whole poster by heart. You probably guessed that I like fish. But they aren't just a hobby for me. I'm going to be a famous marine scientist one day. I'll study all kinds of sea creatures like fish and turtles and whales and coral, and teach people about the oceans and how to protect them. I'm even writing a book about sea creatures. Thud. My fish poster falls off the wall again, but this time I didn't bother to pick it up. It'll only fall down again. I wait until later when Oliver is asleep. I sit down at my desk and open the top drawer. A few months ago, someone gave Mum a hardcover journal and she never ended up using it, so she gave it to me. It's a really pretty colour, a greenish blue. It also has a matching strip of ribbon, which you are supposed to use as a bookmark. Mum told me the colour was called aqua. So I call it my aqua journal. Aqua is my favourite colour now. It reminds me of the sea. The word transform was printed across the cover in fancy lettering. Mum said that the transform means to change. I didn't like the lettering, so I covered it up with some stickers I had of fish and turtles. Then I wrote a new title on the front cover, Marine Creatures by Tilly Roberts. I filled almost half of the pages with interesting facts already. Did you know that sea cucumbers breathe in and out of their bottoms? Or that a butterfly fish almost always swims in pairs? Or that Queensland's box jellyfish is the most poisonous marine creature in the entire world? Most people have never even heard of the mantis shrimp, but it can throw a punch strong enough to break the glass in an aquarium. I've been drawing pictures to go with each fact too. Right now, I'm working on a picture of a clownfish hiding in a sea anemone. I've only drawn the outline so far, so I start colouring the tentacles of the sea anemone bright pink. Some people think sea anemones look like plants, but they're actually animals with stinging tentacles. They never sting the clownfish though. Clownfish and sea anemones have a special agreement. The clownfish chases away other fish that might try to eat the anemone, and in return, the clownfish gets a safe place to live. Both of them need each other to survive. It's called symbiosis. Just when I think Oliver can't possibly scream any louder, he does. I can hear Mum running around the house, shutting all the windows. I don't know why she bothers. Even with all our windows shut, you can hear my brother from the Antarctica, and it only makes the house feel hotter. I lean back in my chair and look out the window. The next door neighbours' lights are on. They have no reason to be up this early. They are old and they don't even work anymore. It must be because of Oliver. I wonder if they write to the landlord again complaining how much noise he makes. I put down the pink coloured pencil and pick up an orange one. I finished colouring the sea anemone, and now I just need to colour in the clownfish. Carefully I shade the parts of the clownfish that are supposed to be orange. They look really good against the stripes I've left white. I need a black coloured pencil to do the outline around the eye, but it needs to be really fine. I pull my pencil sharpener out the drawer and turn it until the tip of the pencil is super sharp. It's hard to get it as sharp as I want without breaking the lead. The first time it snaps off, but then after a couple of tries it works. When I'm finished, I blow the pencil dust away and hold the drawing out in front of me. It's good, probably one of my best. I'll show it to Mum later when Oliver's asleep. There's another loud thud that makes the whole bedroom shudder. I jump up from my desk and hover by the door. Thump, thump, thump. The water in my fish tank is sloshing about. Oliver must be kicking the wall really hard. Thud, thud. No, he's banging his head against it. Oliver is supposed to wear his padded helmet when he gets into a rage to protect his head, but getting it on him is like trying to get a onesie on an octopus, so most of the time we don't even bother. I hope he doesn't make another hole in the wall. I hold my breath. The thumping stops. Now I can hear humming. I let out a long breath. Good. Slowly I unlock the door. Mum's sitting in the hallway with her arms wrapped tightly around Oliver. She rocks him back and forth gently and hums loudly in his ear. I sink to my knees against the wall and watch them. Oliver isn't kicking or squirming anymore. His breaths come in little gasps. Mum keeps on squeezing and rocking and humming. After a few moments, Oliver sighs. I feel a pang of jealousy. I can't remember the last time Mum hugged me like that. Mum softens her grip and starts a gentle drumming beat on his back. His breath becomes slow and steady. Thank goodness he is asleep. Mum looks like she's been in a fight. Her face is pale and dark circles under her eyes. Her hair, which used to be the same colour as mine, is streaked with grey and stuck to the side of her face. Oliver's is soaked with sweat too, but I can't see his face. It's buried in Mum's chest. I spot a bundle of blue sheets in the hallway outside Oliver's bedroom. Did you change the bed? I whispered. Mum nods. Oliver wets the bed all the time. That wouldn't have caused the meltdown. You put the soft cotton sheets on, right? Mum hesitates and then shakes her head. You put the polyester sheets on. I can't believe it. No wonder he had a meltdown. Anything different can send Oliver over the edge, including the wrong kind of sheets. Mum knows that, but he has to have the cotton sheets. He always has cotton. Mum closed her eyes. There weren't any clean ones left, Matilda. I stare in disbelief. We've been up for hours. My head is killing me. And now the neighbours are going to write another letter to our landlord complaining about how noisy we are. A ball of anger rises in my throat. I get ready to tell Mum that it will be her fault if they complain, but suddenly Mum looks so flat, just like my beach ball last summer after my brother smashed all the air out of it. And that's the end of chapter 1.